It's Week 16 of the National Football League, and our focus goes to Jalen Johnson, who has picked up 35 tackles so far this season. It's the Cards and the Bears. All that and more coming up next.
We've had a lake effect snow band sitting over Soldier Field since about 9 this morning, and it's not supposed to budge anytime soon. The good news, the folks don't seem to mind here in Chicago. It is Week 16 in the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Chicago Bears. Welcome again, one and all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brandon Gaudin on hand alongside Charles Davis. And yes, the storyline here, the weather. Snow and more of it expected as this game continues. So how will that impact how this one goes?
Can these teams ignore the distraction and the strangeness of playing in a snow game? Because it actually affects the crowd as well. That big roar you get is often muffled when there's a snow game. And the second part, what's the footwear you got on? Does that fit the turf you're playing on? And how will it handle as things get a little bit slick?
And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
I like this guy. And the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Pretty straightforward play there by the linebacker. He saw the run, went with straight-ahead pursuit, and dumped him behind the line of scrimmage.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Back to throw. Williams. They'll set up the screen for Herbert. Room past the 35. And he's all the way up to the 39-yard line that time.
Holding offense.
So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Looking to throw. Williams. They'll set up the screen to Herbert. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves, that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. Back to throw. Williams. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
It's pretty early in the game, but they've already tried to establish him not just as a runner, but as a receiver as well. Didn't happen there, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them try again shortly.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. The Cardinals offense set to take over for the first time, and they are piloted by their 5th-year quarterback, 2-time Pro Bowler as well, Kyler Murray.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie, one of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. I love that play because in the snow you think run, run, run. Big passing play there.
And defenders hate it, especially in open space, because trying to come under control, break down, and make a tackle in the open field, difficult in normal conditions. In these conditions, almost impossible.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. First carry for James Conner. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Here's Murray. He's got his tight end McBride on the out route. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. So roughing the passer call is accepted, and this officiating crew not making very many friends here with this crowd.
Yeah, we all know that everyone accuses the officials of kind of playing to the home team, but not in this case. They're just trying to administer the game the way it's supposed to be. That drew the flag.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
On second down, Conner looking for space. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. This defense for the Bears, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield, and all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
That is caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Conner. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding him out on first down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
Once again, it's Conner. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. James Conner with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cards will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. So a good job there, Charles, taking advantage of the short field, and they score first, punching it in on the short touchdown run.
I love the theme there, right? They didn't have to do anything big on that drive. Took advantage of where they were on the field, took it downfield, put the ball in the end zone. The only thing big on that drive, the 6 on the scoreboard.
Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it was a touchdown run by James Conner that was the exclamation mark. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
Starting on the ground with Herbert. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
You look at this Arizona defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
And the focus now is making sure that they're hitting on all cylinders as they head into the playoffs. And that means they've got to stop the run better, because playoff football often means running football. So they've got to be prepared for that.
They'll roll him out right. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out.
Ball start. Offense.
And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Steps away to his left. That's complete to his running back, Herbert. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. The Bears in trouble to start play, 6-8 on the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 34-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 34. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a first down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Justin Jones there on the stop.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
Williams off the bootleg, rolling to his right. And they're into the end zone, but it's not verified yet. Hold on, there is a flag down. Could have been a game-tying touchdown. He'll have to hold on that at least for now.
Ouch in a big way, like ripping the Band-Aid off there. Can they let the sting subside and come back and get it done?
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Looking to throw. Williams escaping the press. Williams loses the football. And the Cardinals have got it going the other way. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 9. Throwing now is Murray. Looking middle, and that's complete. Still going inside the 20. Touchdown, Cardinals. A big play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Cardinals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Prater on to add the extra point. Well, these may be an adventure this afternoon, but this one is good. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2.
No run back here for Jones. A touchback. The Bears offense ready to get going again.
They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Throwing to start the drive. Williams. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's second down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Williams. His throw incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. Williams. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw, trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw. Williams. And that will be incomplete as well. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
This is brought in at the 21. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have, and think back to our meeting with the head coach, and we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Here's Murray as he sets to throw it.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Here's Murray. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
I could spin this negatively as he just got back to the line of scrimmage, but when you really analyze it, he took away a big play for the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
Blake Gillikin on the punt now on 4th down.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Here's Jones on the return. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And the Bears take over.
The Chicago offense set to get started.
And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 2.
Operating from the gun, Williams. He finds his target, Allen. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Herbert powering up the middle. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35.
Now we're going to get a stoppage. There appears to be an injured Bear on the field.
But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 5.
Looking to throw. Williams. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line.
Zaven Collins, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Well, you're already up a couple of scores here in the first half defensively, and Charles, they just seem to be playing really free on that side of the football.
I love the observation because with that type of a lead, they feel like they can take a few more chances and be even more aggressive, and it's been paying off for them so far this game.
The Bears on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. Back to throw. Williams.
Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals 14. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They try the left side with Johnson. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Taking it in from 14 yards out. And the Bears are back within a score. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Now loose football. The ball comes out, and this is picked up by the Bears. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Up the middle, Johnson. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
What a way to start a drive. An excellent run, a tone setter, and now, if you want to take a shot on 2nd down and go play action and make it look like the same exact play and throw it over the top, you can do so because you've established the run in a big way.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
They go play action here on 1st down. Flushed out right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Looking to throw. Williams. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Williams.
Now a screen set up for Johnson.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
Johnson will score. Touchdown, Chicago. Well, fair to say they've got something here in this rookie running back, and he's in for the 2nd time in the ball game.
And Brandon, it's a position where there's often a lot of turnover, a lot of competition at that spot. But he's proven to them that he wants to be the bell cow guy that his franchise can rely on.
Santos now to add the PAT. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Now the Bears keeping the offense on the field and going for 2. They'll try and throw for it. It's complete. And he's not going to get there. So they come up empty on the two-point conversion, and they are unable to tie up this football game. So unable to throw it in for two from the two. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a two-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He only has a single solo carry, one. Numero uno, second quarter. They need to get in the ball more, don't they?
I'm not the greatest statistician in the world.
Yeah, you are.
But a back like that with only one carry kind of takes me back to college in the classroom. Not enough evidence to declare what you should do the rest of the game. Give him the ball some more and find out.
Will they incorporate him? We'll find out.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
A Cardinal first down on a gain of 13.
A gain of 13 yards. And a Cardinal first down.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. Throwing on first down is Murray.
Throw right side complete to Carter. Nothing on that one. It'll be second down.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Gervon Dexter busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
On third down, Benson. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Blake Gillikin on to punt here as he'll send this one away.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return.
And they will take over first and 10.
Now the Bears offense ready to take over again.
It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Now here's a pass on first down. It's knocked away and incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's going to air one out. And this one is incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Williams.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, Now they know that they can compete with this offense.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Well, the Cardinal offense going to take over late in this first half. And they've got a little over 40 seconds to work with if they want to try to put something together.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. From the gun, Murray. Flush to his right. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
This now a 3rd and 4.
Murray now.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
I think he had to pull that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Here's Blake Gillikin now.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Jones on the return, and he'll go out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Call it a gain of a yard as it brings us to the end of the first half. So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas Eve. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in everyone to this Christmas Eve edition of the EA Sports Halftime Report. So let's get to it. We'll begin up at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte, where you see the final score there. Jordan Love, excellent in the win, as his guys up their mark to 11-4 now with 1 game to play. Next, we head off to check out another game, and they were losers in that ball game to the visiting New Orleans Saints. Derek Carr, sharp in the victory, as his guys get back within a game of 500. Lastly, let's head up to the Twin Cities to check in on the Vikings at home in Minneapolis. And they were winners in that game over the visiting Detroit Lions. Justin Jefferson, a touchdown catch in the victory. We watched the veteran James Conner put together a very solid first half. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. You'd have to imagine, given the snowy condition, lots to talk about at halftime for these two coaching staffs. Plenty of decisions to be made for this second half for sure. And for the call, we hand it back over to Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The lake effect snow set to continue for the second half of action as we are back underway. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26.
So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter.
Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they establish that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead, because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
Murray now on first down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the third quarter. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on third and long.
Well, that wasn't exactly a work of art, was it?
No, that wasn't a thing of beauty. This is why I don't play in points per reception fantasy league.
Is that what they call
the receiver
PPR?
still gets a point there. Yeah.
No.
And you went that far back. No bueno.
Well, I'll tell you what. I wish I had their defense on my fantasy game.
And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to fourth down.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a fourth down.
Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. On the return is Jones. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Williams. Screen play. Johnson. He's got room past the 30. And finally brought down at the 34-yard line. Rookie quarterback, rookie running back. They team up there to pick up the first.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Going on the ground with Homer. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Again, it's Homer. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Looking to throw. Williams. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
2nd and 10. Back to throw. Williams. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying it is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the 1st down on 3rd down. That was
pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Zach Cunningham rolling in to get the sack.
The lessons will continue of this rookie. He's got to learn how to read situations just a little bit better. That far behind the line, he's got to find a way to get rid of the football and not take the sack, whether it's with his legs or just throwing it away.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Taken in at the 22. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 31 yards on the punt there. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Murray fighting, lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. A defensive-minded coach loves to bring the heat, brought the heat there, and it worked out.
And nowadays, all those defensive-minded coaches, for them, it's all about getting the football. I went into one facility, and as soon as you walked into the defensive room, there was a football, like on a spring, and each guy that walks in that plays has to act like he's knocking the ball free. They want those instincts created. They want them to think about that all the time, and that's what they try to preach.
Check. Unlock line.
A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line.
44 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Here's Johnson again on 2nd down.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And incomplete. They tried to drop it off, but he couldn't hold on.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
So on 4th down, Cairo Santos on now for the Bears field goal.
That's just 32 yards officially from the right hash. Santos' kick is up and through, and with it they have taken the lead.
So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal, but that's definitely not what they want.
After the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot?
Murray has it knocked loose, fumble.
And this is picked up by the Bears. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Well, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Now the point after try for Santos. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rolling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
Taken at the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
So out now come the Cardinals. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Murray now to throw.
Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down.
He'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
How about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. Here's Jones. It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8.
70 range, 70 range.
Looking to throw. Williams eluding the pressure right.
Throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Here's Williams on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
I can assure you, setting up a screen, is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense, and a defense's #1 goal is to throw that timing off.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
The Cardinals offense ready to set up shop.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 34-yard line.
To throw, it's Murray. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep blow with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now at Soldier Field. It's Cardinal football, but they trail here as we get set to bring you the 4th and final quarter. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 5. Murray to air it out again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. But he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Here's Jones on the return. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Bears take over. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
58 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Bronco switch. Bronco switch.
They go to Johnson again. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you try to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 14 yards and a Chicago first down.
They certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Escaping the pressure right. And his throw is incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
They go back to the ground with Johnson. And he's going to be stopped up just short of the first down at the Cardinals' 28. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
I know this game's winding down and people are getting tired, and that's when you really want a big body guy running the football. But I have to tell you, watching him run it, I wonder why they don't use him more earlier in the game.
Yeah, those bigger guys here late in the game, you're trying to protect the lead, usually not as fumble prone either.
No, that is so true because they are taught, take care of the ball as you surge forward, and you often see them with both hands wrapped around it when they go through the line.
Well, this will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. When we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
From the 22 now, here's a 2nd and 7.
Hey, check that.
Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
95 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year. And the Bears are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Santos now to add the PAT. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And the capper that put it in the end zone, a run of 8 yards. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
A gain of 19 yards.
Murray now on first down. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field.
Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Here's Murray from midfield.
And that one caught downfield by Pascal.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. First down, Murray. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Trey McBride, the intended receiver.
That'll bring up second down. Up the middle they go. It's Benson, and they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
Now first and goal.
Shotgun now from Murray. Flushed out right. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Kyler Murray, an 8-yard touchdown run.
And the Cardinals get a bit closer. So this is now a 9-point difference. You figure the book here says kick the extra point, make it a one-score game.
Now, you and I have seen coaches get overly aggressive in this spot, but I agree with you. Kick it here and get back within a score.
And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for one here.
Green, check white, check pink.
And it's good, so that will get them back within one score. So that drives 7 plays in length.
And the play that polished it off was the touchdown run by Kyler Murray.
And after the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
The Chicago offense set to get started. And with that last touchdown, I mean, we're set up for a good finish here. Some things to consider, Charles. Obviously, it's a very close game here in the fourth quarter. Defensively, they've got all 3 timeouts in their back pocket.
So the chess match really ramps up, doesn't it? Because in these situations, what do? Do you run the ball and kill the clock here? Or do you try and bury them with another score? And how about defensively? Do you use your timeouts at earliest opportunity? Or wait till you hit the 2-minute warning? So there's a lot going into this one. Let's see how each side goes about their strategy.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Williams. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
They'll try and run down some clock with Johnson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. A toss left side, Johnson. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. Now Williams to throw on 3rd down. Flush to his right. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like he'll spot it right in midfield at the 50.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play. And he did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it. And he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay.
Delay of game, offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still 4th down.
Here comes the Bears punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Yeah, this one's high, but not very far. Dashing through the snow. And he gets in just in the nick of time, so they get the touchdown they need. Now they need a 2-point conversion to tie it.
We'll break down the touchdown later. It's 2-point conversion time. Go to your script, pick your play, and go for it.
Listen to this crowd now. Their guys need a stop on this 2-point conversion. Murray, one final try. And he is in for 2 points. And barring some hijinks on the kickoff, we're going to be headed to overtime. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown.
So overtime on the horizon, barring a wild finish here as the kick's away.
Football overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, This is exactly how it should end, going to overtime, because neither one got an advantage today.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So it's the Cardinals set to receive it. They'll look for a winning drive as we get this overtime period started. And no return here to begin the overtime session. That'll be a touchback.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field.
And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. First throw of overtime for Murray. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Out of the gun, they run with Carter.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
And they need 5 yards on 3rd down here to keep this opening drive of OT alive. Now Murray. And this is going to be incomplete. Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still, 4th down this distance. You got to play it right.
That's definitely the first instinct, because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line.
Well, the Bears offense out there set and ready to go. Well, their defense, they did the important thing. They got the stop. They didn't allow a point, but now they're backed up here pretty far, Charles. Going to need a significant drive to try to get into position for the game-winning field goal.
Yeah, partner, don't you think that defense is on the sidelines right now saying, don't come to us with your problems about where you're starting? We did the important part. We kept them off the board, kept us in the ball game. Find a way to maneuver downfield, at least get into field goal range, and get us a win.
And the tackle there by Chris Barnes.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Next score wins, but remember, this will be a tie if the period ends with no scoring as they work on 2nd down.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
It's now 3rd down.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT.
So a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17.
Looking to throw. Williams. And this is caught. He hits Moore. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow them to convert a 3rd and 18. Backed up deep in their own territory, they were in search of a cushion, and the cushion was found.
And you have to think total game, even in overtime. As a head coach, field position still counts in this spot. So they had to get out from the shadow of their own goal line, get themselves some breathing room. Obviously, that helps them on offense, but it may help their defense, too. Might be necessary here in OT.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw. Williams. He gets it left side of Johnson. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down. A little dinking and dunking that they're doing. At some point, is it appropriate to maybe take a shot?
It is if you feel good about it. But otherwise, you do what a coach told me a long time ago. Take what they give you, but make them tackle. In other words, get it to one of your guys in space. If he makes someone miss, that could turn into the big play you're looking for.
Now this one is tight end out on the right side. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. His first catch, and it's a big one in overtime. It's a first down. Up the middle, Johnson.
And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 123 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory.
2 minutes left in this overtime session and still all tied. Now a play fake here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And fights through one man. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
They'll run this with Homer. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down.
A loss of 2 brings up third down and 6.
Off the play fake, Williams flushed out right. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So here's Cairo Santos on the field goal try. Now a timeout called for by the offense. That's their second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This to win it in overtime. And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left, and we will play on here in overtime.
Oh, that's so deflating, Brandon, because you know he was thinking to himself, just give me a shot. Just put us in a position to win the game, and I'll get it done. With this kick, not on target, and we'll keep going here.
And they'll run the option to start the drive.
And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
They'll run on first down. It's Benson, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
A gain of 4. It's now second and 6.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's second and 6.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped.
Offside. Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And the Cardinals win it. And we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6.
That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the fourth quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.
So for Arizona, the wins have been hard to come by, but they get one here to move to 4-11 on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Philly to take on the Eagles. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they're guaranteed now a sub-500 season as they fall to 6-9. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.